Hey guys, how's everyone doing? Mishi, hey Rose. How's everyone's week been? Hey Rodoriel, yeah, good to see you too. It's good to see you too, Mish. Just playing some Stardew Valley? Nice. I played a little Marvel Rivals yesterday, and got a few games in today. I basically took a week off, obviously, so yeah. Thank you so much for the Prime sub, and welcome in. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Natalie. Well, the routine with this lifestyle is it's variable. It kind of always changes. Like even when I'm inside a motel, there's inside for a night. There's inside, but I might check out and might not the next day. And then there's I'm inside and I don't have to check out the next day. Like there's different. All of those encompass different routines and things in the patterns. So that is a challenge for me. I have obsessive compulsive disorder, so it's very, very manageable, but it's primarily routine based. So when things fall out of pattern or routine for me, it's kind of hard. So I do think that this lifestyle will maybe have helped in the long run, but while I've been in this lifestyle, it's been really tough. Roxy some days would eat at 7, some days she would eat at 9. So it's yeah. I'll put it out, but you're back. Good deal. I'll let everyone in Discord know really quick that I'm actually live. Oh no, they already know because there's a live notification. Never mind. I just want to make sure if anyone wanted to say hi tonight that they had a chance. I don't know. I was thinking about streaming tomorrow if I'm inside, but I just don't really like. I don't know. Not really, Mish. I gave myself the day of, and then I gave myself Thursday last week. I'm gonna deal with the rest later. Sorry. Alicia texted me, so. I know, Mish. Yeah, I know. I know. I keep track of you all. Sorry, just checking some messages. Oops. It's been a long week. There's more. There's more dog stuff. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to table anymore. Just gonna have to table some of the puppy talk until I have a chance to visit with somebody else first. My ex does not have all of the information quite yet, so. Hey Alicia, how's it going? But yeah, I was outside when Roxy passed away. I was not indoors. So yeah, I also think I kind of wanted to rip the band-aid off of sleeping outside by myself. It is very different. Oh man, who else should I just want to make sure I get everybody. Yeah. Let Harley's mama know. I'm trying to think of the key folks that I know always usually pop in. No, I think that's everybody. Yeah, Boostin is Alicia. Sorry. Yeah, but you guys are both here, so I don't need to message you. You were already here, Rose. Oh, Moxie. It's one at a time coming to my head. I think that's everybody. So part of me went to bed in the park on Thursday night. Wednesday sucked. Thursday also sucked. All the nights have sucked. But part of me was like, I wonder if Roxy was just taking a dive, saying, "Dad, it's time to go tap in on some other benefits or something like that." Yeah, that wasn't fucking it. Oh man, I woke up so optimistic on Friday, just like, okay, cool, we got a couple hours here and there. Let's make some calls. Let's see if we can move some stuff. And yeah, I made some calls and finally got a hold of my CM. CM said she would look into it, and then I'm working with someone else. I'll kind of talk a little bit about this tonight before we hop off. But yeah, really, really rude, abrupt. Yeah, there's no beds for you just because your dog's gone. And it like that's not what I meant when I had reached out to ask, but it's tough getting a bed in this town, man. It is wild. So I am on a, I'm just getting some different kind of help right now. So I have to be back in Long Beach by the 26th, so Tuesday. Um, Dude, there's an Amber Alert going on too, and just like, what the can the world can the world be cool? There's an evacuation order. What? We're looking for somebody named Elias in Anaheim. Anywho, so yeah, slept outside, and then hey Harley's mama. I'm just hanging in there. Just hanging in there. And then woke up on Saturday and was a little low on food funds, and someone was kind enough to help get me inside for an evening. I thought it was gonna be awesome. I was like, man, I should have taken pictures, but honestly, you guys would have just thought I was in someone's living room. Stayed at another motel on PCH, and I was like, $107. That's like the cheapest Saturday night I think we've ever seen this entire journey. And that was the first and last time I'll be staying there. It literally just looked like they just found some random furniture at a yard sale and just threw it in there. The floors were sticky. And I turned on the faucet and the water was like a yellowish orange for like a solid 20-25 seconds. Yeah, it was. So apparently motels go more downhill. Um, I looked around at some others and tried to check out actual reviews, and nothing else on PCH was looking good. And the fact is, just everything in Long Beach, even on weekdays, is just insanely expensive. So we completed the transfer. Hey, Chin Stress. Oh, awesome. Are you? Hey, Moxie. I'm just kind of catching everyone up on the week. We're to Sunday morning, I think. It is, Natalie. Nice. Welcome in, you guys. So, someone help me get inside. Jamie. Oh, there it is. It's Jamie. You got Mish, Jamie, Alicia, Moxie. Harley's mama is Eileen, you guys. Everyone should recognize Rose. Rose is pretty universal with her username like me. Yeah, so woke up on Sunday and was like, well, this should probably be the last. And it was not a great night. It was. I'm going to draw the line at playing security guard at a place like that. That's a place that needs like 2 or 3 bodies full time. Yeah, so checked out Sunday. I'll talk about this more here in a minute, but I'm being checked on weekly by a team with Long Beach. It's called the Reach Team. I won't. I'm not going to go back to that spot. I'll walk by it, I'm sure, plenty of times, but I'm not going to go stay there again. Especially if it's $20, $25 more than this place. And this place I just gotta maybe ask for a hand with an Uber, or we'll get to some of the things that are kind of going on. I have more resources. They were all there before Roxy passed away. These are not like new resources. We've had them here for about a week and a half, 2 weeks before Roxy passed. But it's a part of the reason I've been kind of quiet during the days is we've been kind of trying to see if we can move some things, and I'll kind of talk about this more down the road. But we had a good long talk with the city nurse the Thursday before Roxy passed away about how I wasn't using my prescription, my anxiety prescription. So because we can't do any of the pills things anymore, due to the severity of the nausea, um, we've had my THC prescription renewed since October. But how it works out here is it's not like you don't get a card or anything like that. It's a prescription. So it's just like when you go to Walgreens and CVS and stuff, you have to send it to a dispensary in order to go, and then you go to that dispensary to get your prescription filled. Like, you can shop and you'll get, but you have to send the paperwork there. So my paperwork is at my dispensary in downtown Long Beach, and when we initially filled the prescription and my doctor hooked it up, I would just go check in at the library, if you guys recall, and then I would just walk up the street about 4 blocks and just take care of it. So we talked a little bit more about just like during this time, we just need to make sure. Vegas is pretty liberal. Okay. That's good to know, Moxie. Thank you. So we talked a little bit more about it. And I expressed to her a couple of things because I've had that prescription since 2023. I let it lapse in 24, and then we renewed 11 months later. I like the stuff I was using recreationally. We weeded out the things because I'm supposed to use specific things, like, and I try to follow the doctor's orders because it is for anxiety. And the reality is I just started using the more affordable stuff because I didn't want to ask for help. And it turns out that you can make synthetic THC from hemp, and it will pass California safety standards at the Department of Cannabis Control up in Sacramento. So when we were trying to dip into that stuff, so when we were trying to dip into that, I was like, well, we don't need to use the medicine I was using before. I think it was $40 for a week and a half. Let's just go for something more affordable. I know what I'm supposed to use. I might just take, and we figured it out, but we kept on getting. It turns out a lot of that stuff is synthetic, and it was really doing a number on me. So your boyfriend's kids in Vegas and graduating, nice. That's awesome. So I stopped for a long time, but we just talked about the importance of just it's there for a reason. We be on the Adiraks if I just keep on throwing up the Adiraks, and that's kind of the big issue there. So they gave me a hand getting me just some stuff to hold me over. So they got me some samples of some things. Just they connected me with a resource, and then that resource sent it to a place here in town, I think. And then there's another place I can have it sent to that's near the park I sleep at. So when the help and the resources are there, I'm going to make sure to start staying on top of the anxiety, especially since I'm alone. It's a little bit more, I think sometimes the fear is worse than the actual bite. And I think maybe just I don't know. There's still a lot of stigma for me too, and just so we talked about that. We talked about getting on a daily vitamin. I think I talked about that in the community already. You have them every corner. Yeah, we do too. It's just getting it sent to the right place. Yeah, they just don't advertise it as synthetic. Obviously, you don't want to announce that you're making it from hemp. You want it to grow, right? And there's nothing the matter with hemp. Get some hemp in there if you want, but it should be from the flower, folks. So, but yeah, it'll pass California because we have this. So we have in California, we have this little symbol right there, and that is basically it's been verified by the state. Department of Cannabis Control. But synthetic will still pass that, and I didn't know that until this fall. So we talked about that. We talked about a daily vitamin. I've talked about that here. I haven't just gotten into a chance where I didn't realize daily vitamin. It's like $25 a month. I think when I was in college, a bottle of just vitamins was like maybe $12. So I don't know what the hell is going on in this country. But yeah, I still haven't done that. You know that simple Omish? Yeah. I still haven't done that. And then, so we went and talked about transferring it over on Sunday. Someone gave me a hand. I went back to the park, stayed there for a few days. They told me they were gonna come and visit me on Monday, so I was like, okay, I need to get inside at least for like a stretch here, like a few nights, just to actually rest, because I don't ever rest when I get in for one night. For those that were in the Discord, I was basically like, I got here and immediately did laundry on Tuesday. So like I don't really rest. I know, Mission. I will get to that in a moment to the Amazon stuff. So they didn't actually reach out. Sorry, guys. As mentioned, we're having a couple of emergencies in the area. They do not affect me yet. We're okay. They didn't end up checking on me on Monday, and I was like, well, this is a problem because I'm not going to reach out and ask anybody for help trying to get inside unless like I know that they've like what they do is my transfer to my new therapist has been complete, and it's to a counselor, an experienced counselor on the city team. And so she comes and checks, and we do our sessions in person when I'm in Long Beach. And she brings the nurse with me, and we do the whole vital thing. Because as I mentioned in my video on YouTube, there's a medical issue that is, I'm not going to talk about it, but it's starting to become a very, very serious problem. And so they are literally like driving up in their little Prius, their city health department Prius, to this park that I sleep at, and literally just like blood pressure cuff everything, and then I do a session for about 40 or 45 minutes, and then they give me some candy bars and they leave. So we did that on Tuesday. We're going to do it next Tuesday or Wednesday as well. So I was good to leave Long Beach for, up to like, 6-7 nights or whatever, but I'm no longer going to be sleeping in Orange County. Yeah, Mish, I had to kind of fight for this resource, so. Well, Harley's mama, I had to go fight for this resource. This health issue escalating got me the resource. I didn't have it before. I have it now. That's kind of like the situation here. Oh, I'm so sorry, Rose. So I had the opportunity to get away and maybe get some rest, get some laundry done. Thankful to all of you guys for helping pitch in and help me with that. No hotel vouchers, Harley's mama. There's no such thing. And if it exists, it's gonna be for people that are much like they're okay with a 37-year-old dropping on the street, guys. They don't want the 50, 60, 70-year-old person dropping on the street. I'm just straight up leveling with you. That's basically what it is. So, yeah, I just figured I'd take whatever help I could get. This is my third night inside. Probably shouldn't have even pushed for today, but it is what it is. Sorry, I got a lot of messages, looks like. But as soon as we're done here, It's, yeah. My options are ask for help getting a ride back either tomorrow or the next day or whatever when it arrives, or if I'm going back on a weekday, like, and I can kind of like manage it, this is a resource I have now had, and I will get into this as I get back to Roxy here in a moment. But I do have access to some transportation services within the city limits of Long Beach. Um, I'm like, it's not worth it to like Uber to the city limit and then call the shuttle, and then like it's not like we're talking about like a mile or two, and I can usually somehow manage a mile or two. Um, but I'm debating whether like maybe just do it tomorrow or something. That's still such a long walk right now. My body got really fucked up being outside that long of a stretch. I rolled my ankle twice, same ankle. And I also have had a difficult time sleeping outside because Roxy's backpack was my pillow. And I gave all of Roxy's things to Roxy's mother. So, because I would just like move her plush toys inside the backpack to a specific spot, put like a towel over the backpack, and I would sleep on Roxy's backpack as my pillow. So I don't have a pillow anymore when I do get the chance to lay down. It's okay, Mish. It's the same ankle I've had. It's the total basic bro ankle injury from intramural sports in college. Yeah, yeah. If you went to college and you played sports, you got the ankle injury. Um, Diploma, 2 broken hearts, at least 2 broken hearts, at least 1 joint injury. I mean, there's just things you collect. If you didn't end up in the drunk tank, you didn't do college right. If you're a guy, if you're a woman, like, why didn't you talk yourself out of it? But yeah, that's just the ankle injury every guy has after college. So it's not a big deal, but it's nice to have the transportation services. I obviously need to get to the city from here. And I was like doing the math, and I was like, man, like as long as maybe the community is okay with just maybe helping for a few nights, like 2 or 3 nights. On that third night, even factoring in like an Uber, midday Uber, because it's cheaper during the day, it's way more affordable than just staying in Long Beach. Long Beach is so fucking expensive. Super, super uber stressed about just all of that. Go Knights. You have gymnastics permanent ankle injury. Oh, so you know what I'm talking about, Moxie. We power all the permanent ankle folks. We just power through. We just power through. That's awesome. As long as the Knights aren't playing the Kings, we're all good. We're all good. So yeah, so I don't need to be back until Tuesday at the earliest, Wednesday latest, I think, something like that. You're healing from a broken ankle right now. Oh, I'm sorry, Mishi. So yeah, just taking the rest, and then yeah, as soon as we check out, I just gotta get back to the city. But yeah, no more sleeping in Orange County. Can't do it anymore. And then going back to Roxy, I gotta remind everyone that maybe wasn't here earlier. There is more to the Roxy story that unfortunately is gonna need to come down the road. I am unfortunately gonna have to speak with my ex again. There's more info to this story, and I just respectfully, man, that human being raised that dog and took care of that dog with me, and I was traveling all that time for work and shit, and she was taking care of that baby, so like I just want to make sure that she gets to know first. So, And I found out a week ago, and I still haven't told her. So shame on me, but I'm yeah, I'm trying to work through my shit too. So, but yeah, Roxy, she passed away just before 10 p.m. last Wednesday. She was euthanized, so she did not go painfully, with the exception of the pain that I unfortunately made her endure while I didn't really entirely know what was going on. I definitely feel bad sitting here streaming video games on that Saturday and Sunday prior while we were all just cheering Roxy on. She went and got a drink of water. Here we all thought that was a victory. But I got some help getting a ride out. I did have to carry her the whole way to the vet, pretty much. Her leg busted open in the Uber. That was not fun, but I did think I saved most of the Uber. I think. But yeah, really tough. Bottom line is she has an infection in her kidney and liver. It was likely caused by licking her leg, I think. I don't know what was built up in there, but none of that should have been going into her mouth, I imagine. Now, this isn't confirmed or anything like that. One thing that we did discuss was her weight loss. I did take Roxy to her vet, or her new vet. So not her vet that she's had the bulk of her life, but her vet that she was going to after we came to Long Beach. So she's been to that office probably about 4 or 5 times. This was probably her 6th time going to that office. The last time that I brought her there, she weighed just under 5 pounds. It was about 74 and a half, I want to say. When she was at animal control in January, they weighed her in at just above 50, and she was at 44 pounds last Wednesday. I didn't think she looked like overly thin. She looked like she still looked like she had some decent weight on her. I guess I didn't really even notice that she was that much lighter. Like, I stopped to think about it. Like, I was a lot stronger. I was in pretty good shape when I fell on hard times. It was about 203 to 198, depending on what time of day you wanted to weigh me. BMI was in a good spot. I'm 6 feet tall, so my 75-pound dog probably, while I was losing muscle mass, I think that dog was maybe going down in her weight class too, and maybe it just like it made it hard for me to. I should have been able to tell 30 pounds. That's more than a plate, guys. I should have been able to tell, you know. So that was concerning. But the weird part about this is Roxy had a full exam on Friday. So that would have been Friday the 8th. She had a full exam. They listened to her heart, everything. And yeah, the general, it is. It absolutely is Harley's mama. Well, Rose, listen. Yeah, her heart was fine. They just urgently stood up and said, let's just get an emergency request in. Let's try to see if we can find her a bed at a hospital. And that's immediately what they set out to do. So, she got sick very abruptly. She was, that Friday the 8th, that night, the shuttle came after we spoke to the vet. I had some other paperwork we were taking care of. as well, and the shuttle took us back to the park we were sleeping at. And you guys got us inside, and Roxy walked 2 miles with me back to the motel that Friday. By Sunday morning, she couldn't move. Hi, Julia. It's good to see you. All good, Julia. So it was it was just very abrupt. Like, you went from literally this girl was walking from across counties with me. She was walking. I'm willing to bet if I asked her to walk with me that Friday the 8th from that park back to Orange County, I'm willing to bet she would have made it. Yeah. So, going back to her situation, the actual health situation, as I mentioned, there's more to the story that I'll have to kind of get you guys caught up on later. But yeah, she ended up developing an infection, probably due to the rupture of her leg, and you guys were all helping me take care of that. She was fine, and they had told me to, like, just put on the ointment. Like, we're just gonna find her a bed, and did I miss a sub? I'm so sorry if I missed a sub. I'm trying to pay attention to my alerts. I don't have any audible way to be notified. But yeah, welcome in, everybody. Yeah. Sorry, trying to remember where we were. Friday, Roxy got sick. She could have made it to Long Beach. But oh, you resubbed? Nice. Thanks, Julia. Thanks for the resub. Oh yeah. So going back to, like, her exam. So the whole thing was just, let's just get her a bed. We just need to get her on an operating table. You guys were helping take care of everything, and the reality was, like, they were just saying, like, this is a real. They were straight up with me, like, this is a really tough spot, but the surgery, like, it's like, we just gotta find someone that's willing to do it. We can cover on our end. But they were like, the recovery is just a little tough, but if she's hanging in there with you and you're able to do this, which what I was doing, they're like, she'll be fine a few months after the operation. She'll be restricted for like a week. They said a week and a half, and she would have spent a few days of that just in recovery before they gave her back to me. So, yeah, they set out to try to find her a bed, but this was just looking at her leg. This wasn't taking into consideration the infection. So, my ex-wife took her to the hospital and just had her transferred, and Mish. They confirmed all the same information basically, and confirmed the infection, which my vet told me, but the vet didn't run the test. My vet's like, she's got an infection. It was like she could tell. So her and I exchanged some more messages, and I was gonna go. Roxy and I had a very long goodbye. I had plenty of time. I laid with her they gave us a very private, quiet room. And I was a complete mess, man. I don't even think I put on deodorant or brushed my teeth. I'm gonna be real. Like, they called me back right as I was getting out of the shower, and I was like, okay, we're on our way. Let's go. But yeah, we just laid there waiting for mom, and I was checking out. I just didn't want to stay in that room anymore, man. Her mother did offer to have me brought up. I told her just to let Roxy go. Like, we had kept her awake all day, and from the time that I woke up, I was like, she's about done. Like, I could just tell. So, yeah. Very, very confusing. I'm not really doing a crazy ton of mourning right now. I'm just sharing the story. I gave myself a day and a half or so, and I'll find windows here when I can. Just very weird how quickly it came about. Yeah, it's really tough. And like, the reality was they did say like the treatment for the infection could be treated, the leg thing and stuff. But they're like her quality of life would just wouldn't be that great, and the expense is through the roof. So yeah, we will talk more about this a little bit later. Um, oh, I do not. I do not blame myself at all. We will talk about this more later. But yeah, it was a tough day. Uh, my ex and I spent some time together for the first time since August 2022. We are not going to discuss it, but yeah, not the best of circumstances, obviously, to. I will say this though. There is only one thing I think on this planet that would have gotten me to reach out to her, and that's that fucking dog. Yeah, we're not talking about that. Um, yeah, Roxy's a good dog. I'm wondering what this all was. Yeah, there's obviously, there's some more to hear, but yeah. Um, but yeah, I have obviously not been doing very well. I did not really talk, see, or really communicate with very many people, and still have not been doing so very much lately. Yeah, I think I'm giving Roxy right now. Unfortunately, you guys is getting the grandma treatment, so you guys will need to mourn Roxy for me. I think you guys saw from my photos and things that obviously I've shed many tears in the window that I gave myself. I gave myself a brief window. I will give myself some more time later, but for me, I'm having to adapt to a very different situation. I drastically underestimated the quality of Roxy's security theater in deterring people from wanting to approach me on the street. And we're gonna have to make some changes. Think next time there's a couple extra spare bucks, I'm gonna have to go get some currency. I don't know what the kids are smoking these days, so I'm just gonna have to take a gander. But we're gonna need to get a pack of cigarettes for me to get some people off of my back. Also, I started this with 3 lighters and I'm down to 1. It has not been very easy by myself. Um, People are lonely on the street. I get it. I'm lonely too. I If I find a little quiet corner that's clean and is as private as a homeless person can privately make it, why in the fuck would you come over and bother me? And maybe 1 out of every 8 or 9 nights with Roxy, someone would come over and approach us. I think I've had 1 night since she's been gone when I've slept outside where no one has approached me. Just 1 night. So, yeah, people are scared of dogs, Mish. We all know she was a sweetheart, but a lot of people assume otherwise. No, so you missed that part, Moxie. That's what I had thought. And woke up mildly optimistic on Friday morning, and that door got shut like a fucking rock by 10:45, 10:50 in the morning. I have access to resources, but we got access to those resources well before Roxy passed away. Roxy's passing does not move the needle 1 inch in any which direction for me. Actually, it moves the direction in a negative way because I don't got my dog. So, yeah. Getting around is a little bit easier. A little bit, not much. Still got the wagon with all the gear and things. And no. Well, remember, you guys, the number of beds to the amount of homeless ratio. And even without a dog, I am still 30 something, whatever. Additionally, when I became homeless and originally got my homeless certificate and those types of things, the system goes through an auto application process. And so, like, I think there was one place that probably we could have made something happen. But we auto declined and there's no reapplication. So it's just a fucking system thing. With that being said, yes, I am getting more help for those that maybe were not here earlier. I'm no longer seeing my therapist that I was seeing since 2021. I'm seeing someone new through the city. He did hand it off, so there's a little bit of a bridge there. Because she works for the city and she's a part of this team that is checking in on me again, for those that weren't here earlier, due to my health condition, it was getting... So I need to go back to this. We lost Roxy, obviously, on May 13th. Roxy got an exam on May 8th. I want to be really fucking crystal clear. We were not in Long Beach for Roxy. We were in Long Beach for me. So, all these resources I got were because my health is just really that poor, unfortunately. So, what we're doing is on Tuesday or Wednesdays, I think we're still working on the actual permanent schedule. My new counselor is going to come and actually do a session with me at the park that I sleep at. So I will need to be in Long Beach usually, probably on Tuesday and Wednesdays. And then she's giving me, same thing, we have the conversation. She is way more involved, so I do have to communicate with her a little bit more. And the city nurse also joins us. She is going to be taking my vitals, blood pressure, cuff, and everything. And then she's just going to take her lunch break while we do our session. And I didn't get scolded this last week about the daily vitamin or the medicine. And I think the only reason I didn't get scolded is because I got the other city nurse. The other city nurse scares me. She reminds me of my school nurse in middle school. Easy cousin had to move up to the Dakota with their kids. Oh man, to get help. I'm so sorry, Booston. So I do have some more resources, and my counselor is, because she works for the city, she's able to get a little bit more involved. So as of yesterday morning, I am on a list. I'm on a list to get into interim housing. Again, this is a health situation. It's pretty serious. I am never going to share it with any of you. Yes, it played a role in me being hospitalized in January. No, there is no medication that can help. just 3 components. Now, with the interim housing thing, let's not all get... We know how long these things take. So let's all recognize that no, Moxie, everything that belonged to Roxy went to her mother. Her mother took her before she passed away. Her mother wanted to try. So I do not know where Roxy's things would have ended up. We also don't have a street mission for dogs out here. We have different programs. But yeah, so it's not a darn. It's fine. Honestly, Moxie, there is absolutely nothing in there that would have been beneficial to anybody other than maybe Roxy's food. No one would have taken those toys. No one would have taken them. They're used toys usually. They're not taking those things and giving away items with one dog's scent and giving it to another dog with a different scent. They try to avoid doing that. It's kind of a minor no-no. They try to give you new things. They also don't want to germify things. So there's just very little in there that would have been able to be donated. Just maybe not even her food. Her food was opened. Yeah, we wouldn't have been able to donate her food. So yeah, there just isn't. I would have just thrown it, pretty much all of it in the trash. So now we do have a vial of Roxy's hair that we kept. So my ex-wife and I both have one. And they gave us this before we departed. So we still got a piece of Roxy. I did laundry on Tuesday. And she's like 96, 97% erased. No, Julia, I'm gonna just keep this somewhere safe. Gonna keep it somewhere safe. Yeah. But yeah, all in all, I'm just not really doing that well. I can't... What I'm going to tell you guys is this. I'm just going to end up dying out here, and I'm going to die from the attack that I had in January, and that's just going to end up being what it is. We're trying, though. As always, I'm doing the best I can. I wish I could afford to take a bigger step back. Obviously, over the last month, I have spent more time sleeping outside than I think I ever have at any point during this journey. I am blown away by how much time I've been outside. Yeah, so yeah, as of right now, I'm going to check out in the morning. I may pop in the Discord maybe in the early mid-morning and just kind of see. It's, again, I think consideration to kind of just where I'm at. Once I get back to Long Beach, I'm going to at least stay there for at least through my appointment. So, you know, if I got to charge some things and take a shower, you know, we can do something in that area and things like that. But I didn't say anything about giving up, guys. I didn't say anything about giving up. I'm just being real. So the other issue is that this health thing needs to be addressed, and it's just like, man, the solution is just really fucking complicated. Working is getting extraordinarily difficult when you have a physical issue like the one I have with an organ. Kind of messes with some things in your head, and it's just one of those things where I'm in a place where I feel like dog shit, you know, and I know that I am doing these are my days, And I'm doing it feeling like dog shit. And I am trying just to hang in there as best I can. Keep stringing these days together as best I can until some kind of opportunity presents itself. Um, yeah, I was hoping maybe my dog's passing maybe was a sign of something. I'd like her passing not to be for naught. I'd like it to maybe bring something positive to someone's life. Jesus. But yeah, it didn't move the needle for me in my situation, unfortunately. But the work that we were doing the week prior did. Um, I will not be staying, hopefully, very many places in Long Beach anymore, but definitely not at that Motel 6. That was so hard. That 5 days was hard. So there's the other thing I was going to talk about: getting help. So beyond, the help that I think I've always needed, I've made some updates to the Discord channels, you guys. I just wanted things need to not be confusing. No one's out here trying to get rich or anything like that. I'm just trying to survive and make it to the next day. And I've been so transparent that I think just everyone kind of knows my position and knows exactly where I'm at. And I think that's been fine, but the reality is it's very, very easy when it's not you to think oh, let's just get him in. Let's just make sure he's inside. And then it's 11:15. I'm so grateful to be inside. And I'm like, man, I just told everyone exactly how much I had, and now I don't have any way to eat. So I think it's just better, and it provides more opportunity for all of us to get to know one another if maybe I can just drop. Let me make the request. It's okay. The whole point of me going all the way back to the very, very, very beginning when I wouldn't accept anybody's help is maybe that's something I was supposed to learn. So we'll do a little bit of that, and hopefully it will make things far less confusing, and hopefully other people are not just torched coming in thinking that's all we're about, because it isn't. Awesome, Roadkill. Welcome in. But what I'm thinking, there are some things that I need. I lost some cables in the rain and some chargers and outlets and things like that. But what I'm going to do is, this area sucks. I do remember, Aaron. Thank you. You can change your screen name. You can just edit that yourself on your account, Aaron. So I'm going to wait to do this until I am back in Long Beach. So just, if I check out tomorrow or I check out Saturday or Sunday, whenever I check out, whenever the support comes and we go back to Long Beach, I will post the Amazon list, and we are going to do the Amazon delivery in Long Beach. I think I am safe where I am placing myself in Long Beach. I think. I have a police officer in the East Division that is friends with my buddy that I knew downtown. Good night, Rose. Have a good one. And that has been very helpful to be put in touch with somebody. It was very terrifying for him to come around and shine the light on me one night. And then I realized, dude, Long Beach PD's not gonna kick a homeless guy out of a park. We're gonna kick him out. Where's he gonna go? So, yeah, there's some stuff there, and I think, yeah, just getting the things. I literally have 0 USB charging right now. I lost all of them in the rain. So at this place, at least I can plug them into the nightstand where they have a USB outlet. But if I want to use USB anything, I have to plug it into my system or my adapters. So, and then I kind of think maybe getting some I've had a very bad habit. The first thing my old therapist told my new therapist is he will put his dog first. My first thought was, fuck you, old guy. But one thing that kind of came up was we'd always been kind of keeping some puppy wipes in Roxy's backpack. Just at least a few. Just keep her smelling nice. Meanwhile, I'm waking up after sleeping, 2, 3, whatever nights in a row outdoors. And I'm just like finding whatever to like hit the sweet spots with and just reapply deodorant. So I might maybe just throw like some body wipes or something. Like, I'm trying to figure out where I can put them. It's not like I have an abundance of space still. And the Roxy blanket is now back to just simply being my blanket. And it's all clean. It's all clean. It's all ready to go for... I did have to sleep all of last week with a little bit of puppy bile over here. It was dry. But yeah, it's been a wild little bit, guys. I'm trying to find some silver lining or some kind of indicator for my dog for why why she's not here anymore. I don't know. Hopefully something good comes from her sacrifice. Yeah, it didn't smell or anything. Just every once in a while, your finger would rub up against a little crusty spot, and you're like, "That's kind of nasty." For anyone that has heard this story, the day that I got my dog, let's get some old puppy photos here. The day that I got my dog, she sat on her mama's lap the whole car ride, and it was a good car ride. It was about a 45-minute, hour-long car ride back. She, obviously it's a puppy. They don't know what the fuck's going on. So she is, we got her all comfortable. And when the time came to go to bed, I was like, my brand new puppy is going to come to bed with me, and I'm going to put her on my chest. And she's going to sleep, she's going to sleep on my chest. Now, super, super fun and all, until you stop and you think about, hang on, trying to move the right window, there we go. Until you stop and think about, that was her, the night we got her. This is February 16th, 2017. She's been with us, guys. This is literally on... This is like in the car. Yeah. In the car. So... so we get home, and I was like, my puppy is gonna sleep on my chest. 3 hours later, I'm waking up to this butthead looking up at me almost like this. Almost like this. And I was like, why is my chest all warm? And she had peed on me. You guys, Roxy peed on me last night. So she kind of sent me the same gift on her way out that she gave me on her way into this world. Um, uh, yeah, yeah. So I got some pee. I got some bile. I could have done without the bile, but we got it anyway. Yeah, just I don't know. I'm trying to be patient. I'm also trying to just to like be open minded to just like any kind of sign here. You know, guys, there ain't no fucking way this dog's taking a hit just for me to go back to dating single moms in Anaheim Hills and brunettes and torrents and fucking blondes and HB who don't believe anything unless their daddy gives them the thumbs up. There ain't no way this dog took a hit like that. I don't know what is ahead. um, but I am, while I'm not mourning, trying to keep the eyes, ears, nose, whatever remains of my heart that exists mildly open to just maybe there's something. Maybe there's just something here that she's opened up the door for, you know, and I just need to, yeah. I don't know, but I'll be giving that some thought for sure. But yeah, the attention's kind of turning, I think, for myself to just my overall health. I'm gonna remain at the location I am at unless it gets burned. If by any means the location of the place that I'm sleeping at gets burned, like the place in Pedro gets burned, we're gonna be in some serious fucking trouble. There are very, very few safe places, and there are limited options in Long Beach, especially in the park category, to find a place that has some mild wind obstructions, but is not open to just complete urban wildlife. I got one skunk in the neighborhood. I can work with one. It's all good. So the McDonald's is 0.8 miles from where I'm staying. Roxy and I were making it about 25 minutes there. I would literally order the food ahead, and I would literally just sit there and eat on the curb, on a fucking main street with my dog, and just like literally just sit there and just eat my McDonald's on the ground. And then be about 25-minute walk back. So all in all, little bit over an hour trip to get from the park, get a bite to eat, and then come back. On average, right now, it's taken me about an hour and 45 minutes to go one way. And was kind of sort of starting to get worse the Monday before, a week and a half before Roxy passed. It was starting to get that kind of bad. So, that's why I took the time away. My point was just to get myself to that location and try to just hang tight. And obviously trying to work with those folks as much as I can. Really, really appreciative of everyone trying to get me inside. So that's another thing, Harley's Mama. I'm taking time to rethink all of that. Please understand, you guys, I did use a substantial amount of the funds on Roxy. I did ask for as much help as I could under the circumstances, but it was kind of an emergency situation. And we had given it I was concerned on Monday if I should be taking her to the vet, and we gave it 2 additional days after Monday. So yes, I'm reconsidering everything right now, but also understand that I do have these other resources, including the interim housing one, and I don't want to sit here and be like, okay, it's going to be tomorrow or next week, the week after that. It's going to be a while. It's going to take some time. So I'm not going to really just get in this habit of Uber and back and forth or anything like that. I think. Oh no. Wait, what? But yeah, I think for me right now, I kind of want to just get a lay of the land on how this relationship is developing with this new counselor. Guys, and I'm not going to lie, this is not really a great time to be. This is not a good time to be transitioning to a new therapist. Um, oh, you didn't mean to hit the question mark. I just totally meant what you were saying. I was like, wait, you didn't say anything weird. Yeah, so I just want to kind of see where this goes because obviously, like, I'm dealing with the death of my dog and I'm not going to be dealing with it with my normal guy. So it's a little bit weird. I'm trying to give that time, so I'm trying to, like, I want to kind of make sure I'm in Long Beach on during that period of the week so that we get the time together, maybe even the day after in case, you know. But looking at the prices, kind of looking at everything around and keeping into consideration too for when I have to do laundry. I do want to try to get laundry in, I think, every couple of weeks. I've got about 11 to 12 days of just straight clean clothes. Just wearing like my t-shirts and stuff like 2+ times or more. So it's never urgent, but like it is just so fucking expensive to be in that city. Like, and rent's expensive everywhere, but like my god, the gap in room prices is fucking stupid. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty. Here's the thing with counseling. I don't want to talk too much more. This is the most I've talked in like 9 days. The thing with counseling is I just didn't want to have to rehash shit that I went through in 21, 22, and 23. Because the fact is, we did a lot together. He and I. We made a lot of really good progress. I straight up asked her. I did my appointment and somebody arranged for me to get a ride back to the green room spot on Tuesday. So like I literally went from there to here and I asked her at the end of our session. I was like, "Can we just like next session can we just like sit down and do like a rapid fire like the facts that you need to know?" And like not even like a how did that make you feel and me going into a long response. It can be like we're just going to have a session where it's like a let's just try to cover the things that you've already covered that maybe just like my guy didn't get a chance to go deep in with you on. And can we just do like okay, how old were you? Okay, how did it make you feel? And I can go sad, and you can just go okay, and we can just move on and just. And she said she might be open to doing that. She's never done that with a client before. She's younger, but she is experienced. I've never thought about doing that before when you transition counselors, and like in the moment, I was like, that could be a really helpful thing because I don't really want to dig through all this shit. 5 years working with him. Can we squeeze that into just like 1 or 2 sessions and just like if you guys get what I'm saying? So I want to try to be present for those and just like I mean it is there to help me. And then yeah, when I can get help getting rest, maybe we can just pounce over when the opportunity is available. Again, it's same pattern, guys. Zero expectations. But I would say on the onset, when I get out there, guys, I would say plan on me just planning on being outside for 2 to 3 nights minimum. And then the other thing too is I'm able to get inside a little bit easier without Roxy. I don't have to be as concerned about my dog and my cart being outside unattended. It's just my. You're in an RV, Anne? I'm sorry to hear that. Are you enjoying it a little bit at least? But yeah, I'm open to creative solutions with this new counselor. And one of the things that we talked about my additional housing benefit. I got her up to speed on that, and she said she had heard about it, and she said that makes sense. I understand why people don't really want to work in that. I've been in and out since 2015. I'm sorry, Anne. So, sorry, I got caught off guard there. You chose it, actually. Nice. One of the things that I expressed is I like to come up with creative solutions. And, you know, I have this benefit that very few other homeless people in the city had. And she's like, yeah, I don't see this often, which it is outrageous. And I've shared this with all of you guys before, that, like, you know, everyone's always really impressed with me whenever they meet me and things like that. Yeah. And you're not getting it, at least. Yeah. So, sorry guys, I'm trying to stay on point. I'm getting a little distracted. This is why I haven't been doing lives, is I can't share stories and do both right now. It's been a little tough for me. Yeah, I sorry, I can't always focus. Has been tough, guys. But yeah, I'm gonna try to work with the counselor as much as possible. When there's a chance to get some rest, we'll get some rest. I would like to see if we can get a creative solution put together with this benefit I've had since July, and pairing it with the transitional housing when that opportunity comes up. I was on a very specific diet before I became homeless. It's a shitty diet, and no, there is absolutely no plausible way to do this diet out here. I'm not sharing it because it'll lead you guys to my problem. I would be going into an interim housing facility with a roommate, and I would have this diet plan that I would be on for a limited time. There's a couple of other pieces to this, and one of them is that I would like to be able to work. The roommate situation is going to be concerning. I'm going to count on not striking gold, and that's okay. However, we've all agreed, because there's more than just my counselor and stuff, there's other people within, like, the reach team with the city that's involved in my case. Me not having an ability to work is very, very bad. And we have all agreed that it is better for me to stay productive on the street than for me to possibly get into a place and lose this traction. And the reason why is because no, Mishi, they are not. And the reason why is because I applied for everything that we could possibly think of on Friday, May 8th, after Roxy was examined. We were still in the homeless multi-service center area, and we went and took advantage of that opportunity to go to help us get a bandage on Roxy's leg, and we just sat down and worked with some teams. I've shared this before, and I'm going to share it again. Working to get out of homelessness, getting a job to get out of homelessness, doing any of those things to try to resolve any of those things, you will shoot yourself in the foot for any golden opportunity or any golden ticket you are looking for. I am who I am. I'm not built. I've been a little crazy the last week or so, been walking around in the park a lot, talking to myself and all that shit. But if I can offer a suggestion to anybody who ever ends up in this position, just make yourself look as fucking homeless as possible. Make yourself look as sick as possible. And do not take any money unless it's pure cash. I have no choice. I gotta accept help when it comes, how it comes. I communicate effectively. I'm honest with people about, like, when I'm short or when I have needs or whatever it may be. but it all has to come through my bank account. That's how I pay for rooms. That's how I pay for my meals. That's how I pay for the bills that I have through like my business app and things like that. There is no erasing the last 17 months of social media productivity. We got me applied for everything, you guys. I thought I was reaching out, like, and I do mean everything. Oh, wrong tab. Where is it? And I do mean everything we reapplied for. Everything under the sun. Sorry, I didn't have this search bar open before. Everything we applied for. Everything humanly possible we applied for. And I fucked myself out of help. And I lost benefits instead of gaining any. I gained a couple earlier in the week and some resources from the city. I lost benefits since the last time I went and did this, you guys. We did everything, and I lost resources because I wanted to try to work out of it. So, if you end up in this situation, don't work. Make yourself look more homeless. Go roll around in the playground and pretend it's war paint. I don't fucking know. But legitimately, I am very hurt and frustrated that I am in as much physical pain as I am presently in. And I can't seem to just get a little bit of medical help. The counseling is not really going to help with my issue. And again, there's no drugs or anything. We tried the medications that are normally, and it just, yeah. So, yeah. It's a very challenging system. Fortunately, I make friends. Fortunately, everyone just thinks I'm a fucking rock star. I don't know why, and every time I talk to people about this, it just upsets me. Because I'm not really feeling that way right now. But things are moving, you guys. Things are different. I still would like to stream whenever possible. But like, I should be in a hospital plugged into some monitors, guys. If I have another attack, like the one in January, and I'm going to get to this here in a moment, it will follow the same process. Emergency Medi-Cal should be able to take care of, I think, the biggest things to ensure that the hospital is going to be taken care of. And then they will stabilize me. And then they will send me away. I had another attack on Monday, May 4th. This is why we were working so hard to try to get me some help. I unfortunately was not able to get to my cell phone before the lack of oxygen caused this thing to happen again. So unlike in January, I was not able to call for help. Fortunately, I came to means that the attack can subside, possibly. And fortunately, Roxy had found her way. She had kind of crawled over to me and put her paws on my chest to make sure that I was kind of okay and calm me down a little bit. But that's kind of what we're up against, so I'm trying not to do anything too wild crazy. I don't think that you guys can anticipate any 6, 7, 8 mile long streams from me anytime soon. Yeah. I will stream when I can. I'm very just cautious about just like how lethargic I am. I'm not wanting to continue putting just an horribly, horribly unhealthy version of myself out there. I think there was a point in time where I used to be able to sit down and meditate before I turned on the camera, and usually I could get, an hour, maybe 2, 3 of just calm, just living in the moment, just where I need to be. And lately, when I try that activity, we're lucky if it gives me 20 minutes. So I appreciate that, guys. I will communicate within Discord during this time, and I just didn't have enough time. I was just so tired. Most of the sleep I got was yesterday and today. Correct. Streaming is to help grow my audience and to help grow me money, which is why I am not wanting to continue turning on a camera when I am this drastically unhealthy. It's and I think for many of you going back to January, February, March of 2025, I'm very different than I was back then. I'm very different. So we're gonna keep on trying to do what we can. Tomorrow I will try to maybe do some stuff during the day if I'm still indoors. But if I am moving, I'm going to try to see if I can maneuver that in a way that limits the amount of walking I need to do. Just getting to Long Beach, it's a pretty substantial, it's a pretty good stretch of Orange County. So, this also changes everything, you guys. I just want you all to know about just my content in general. You guys have all been hopping on here for ages, and I think about half of you have at least asked once a week. You can say hi to Roxy. I was even looking at like, I got a lot of stuff going on in Adobe right now, but even just looking at some of like the projects and stuff I had going on in here. So for those of you guys who don't know, this is Adobe. This is where I edit all my shit. But we have, where is it? We have our thumbnails, you guys, and these are all kind of templatized. I changed the text and I switched a photo and stuff, but like, my dog was a part of van life too, man. So like, I just like, I don't really know what direction I want to go with some of these things. It's like all my content too. Oh my god! Like I was looking at this the other day too, and I was like every other piece of content, video, thumbnail, all of it, like, just has Roxy on it. You guys, my channel points are Husky points. So, like, I don't... Yeah. So figure it out. Like I said, there's more to the Roxy story. I got to talk to the ex again. I just need to relay some information. I'm just going to level with you guys. I do not use this type of vocabulary on a regular basis. I do not use crude type of language. But I feel like this is a valid point of just taking a moment to just be honest with y'all about where I'm at. I just need to tell her mom, Roxy's mom, and I'm just being a little bit of a pussy about it. So, will it happen tonight? Probably not. Will it happen tomorrow? Probably not. But what was like, yeah, I'll just let her know casually is now turning into a higher priority because I'm being a little bitch. So, but tomorrow my plan is to see if I can have my prescription moved over from my other place that is by my where I used to live and have it moved over to maybe a spot that's by that park. And then just next time I have an opportunity, someone's maybe able to help me, maybe I can go over there and just use the bike racks to pop my stuff over, maybe pop in just really quick. It's always hard when you have a prescription at those places, like you got to figure out how the tax thing works because these days a lot of these businesses build the tax into the price of the product. It's way less confusing because there's 3 of them and it gets really fucking messy. But how it's supposed to work is if you have a prescription in this state, you're not supposed to pay any of those taxes. You're supposed to be exempt. So some places will just give you a discount back, and then some places have like their own pricing. So I got to figure out what I'm really asking for, and I got to make sure that my days might get easier. Yeah, those 3 taxes you don't have to pay. Some cities, though, Mish, that city excise tax, some cities will still keep it on. But the state tax and then like the whatever the equivalent of like the sin tax or whatever completely goes away if you have a prescription. But that city excise tax is like I've seen some rough ones. Like a month or 2 after I got my first prescription for it in 2023, I was in Orange County. We had just wrapped up an Angels game and it was a bad date, and I ended up taking the ladies home while the boys went elsewhere. And I decided on the way back that I didn't want to go hang out with my friends because they made me take the girls home by myself. And I decided to go pop in, and I found a business that like, okay, cool, you're exempt from the state and all that stuff, but you know, it's still a 17%. And I was like, 17%? Yeah. Oh, 100% is, Ann. And for those that don't know, those taxes, it's like, it kind of goes in a weird order, but they stack. Go California. We like to tax our citizens. So I'm going to work on that, and then I am kind of apartment hunting again. That's why I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. The rough plan, you guys, again, please don't ask about it every live. Please don't like grill me on this because this is one of those things like before where it's super, super salve. You got to thread that needle, and you just got to find the perfect way to do it. Absolutely not Moxie. But the idea is if I can get transitional housing take as much of the transitional as possible and then see if we can use that benefit we got over the summer to get a short-term lease somewhere. And that could potentially give us 2 months. Right? Don't have to ask for any help with the motel. Might just ask for some help with keeping the business going and maybe just getting my meds and things like that. But this needs to be done in a very specific manner, and it does need to be done in a specific order. So that is the plan. I am not going to make any content about that. Again, I'm not actively like all the time trying to like do all this stuff. But in the background, working on my health, working on this, all that stuff is kind of happening. 2 months without having to worry about needing to ask for help to get indoors would be huge. But again, it is a unanimous agreement that any loss of traction of my presence permanently online would be not great. Even amidst me taking a break right now. And the break is a health break. It's not even a mental health break. I'm just very not well. But hopefully with all this stuff, it's good. I will get to sit down and talk to someone once a week. If there's a week where you guys just want me to stay put, you guys are happy to take care of that, cool. I will not say no or anything like that to that level of assistance. If that happens, we'll do a session over the phone. She said we could do that occasionally, but yeah, I have access to that. We have this shuttle. We have an agreement on the shuttle. I will only ask for the shuttle when necessary. I'm not going to ask for the shuttle to take me to get food and back. But, you know, if I'm coming back into the city and I think like, hey, I think my body can do the walk from here to the edge of Orange County to Long Beach. If I think my body can do that, I'm going to try to do it and then just have the shuttle meet me at kind of like a specific time. And then maybe you can take me the last 3.5, 4 miles. I won't do it, I think, on the outro. I don't think I'm ever going to try to do the whole complete walk again. It's 15 miles. And the wagon is a little bit lighter without Roxy's things, but it's not that much lighter. Her things weren't that heavy. And then working on some job stuff. My parting gift from my counselor was to it's been weird. This job hunt's been tough, and I'm going to kind of wrap things up here in just a moment, but what I will say is I scrolled off those photos of Roxy and I ended up on a fucking wedding photos of my, yeah. Like the 3rd time this week that it's happened. But I am going to take advantage of that shuttle on occasion. I will now have, my mail will go back over to the multi-service center. Now here's the kicker, you guys. No matter what, I think I'm still going to need help. I just need to find a way to keep the business going. I'm open to all creative solutions that the city folks are willing to find for me. I even told them, like, hey, we had a conversation about curfew, and they are putting in a request to have me exempt because they have they have all my labs. They have, like, like, if I was up here, like, all toked up and stuff, like, causing problems for no reason, or if I was, like, you know, hitting E and stuff all the time, like, they'd be in a whole other conversation. But I'm just out here just trying to do my best. I'm not even really taking my medication, which is contributing to my problem. So why should I have to be indoors by 8:30 p.m.? We're just getting started sometimes at 8:30 p.m. So we are trying to figure that out because a lot of the folks that end up in those types of places can't really be trusted. And I need to be given a little bit of latitude so that I can continue working. These are people that, like, a lot of times they have to be, like, walked through how to submit a job application, and So we are definitely going to enter a new realm of things, but trying to figure out a way to work is at this point of this. We are also trying to find a unique solution. I am incredibly tech savvy, Anne. We are also trying to find a unique solution um, for the 1 month rental unit. Maybe there is somebody that is friends with my new counselor at the housing authority who might be able to, like, hey, I have a place that is an actual place for a month. Do you have somebody that wants to move in for a month? And that could be a reasonable solution for us to get an additional 30 days of housing. Just sleep on the floor, just make that all work. Night, Julia. But one of the coolest things that I think has come about in the last 3 to 4 weeks is, as I've started going more into the job hunt again, and again, I'm focusing more on 1099 stuff and doing jobs and stuff that I think fit me. This has been a theme since the beginning. Everyone wants to take advantage of the homeless dude because he's in a rough spot. And it's interesting. I recently had somebody reach out to me and they were all super sympathetic and like, oh, I saw you were in such a hard time. They tried buttering me up. And then we ended up having an interesting conversation earlier last week. And they wanted to help me get up on my feet, and we had a conversation about, job opportunities. And here's what's interesting is I was all interested and I was really into the conversation, and it was kind of the way he said it. And this person has a pretty good idea of where I've been, what I do, and what my capabilities are. This person offered me a standard role with about 11 to 12 additional managerial and leadership bullet points attached to it. In his, like, this is the opportunity I would like to talk to you about in our next call. And he was only going to pay me base level minimum wage. So this person is someone I've worked with before. And like, we've been doing the math about like a full-time gig, and it's like there's got to be a certain amount I got to be making. Like, that doesn't do anything. It doesn't really solve any problems. And I was really, really frustrated a few weeks ago when it happened because it's come up a lot, and I end up having a conversation with him, and I asked those, like, hey, I'm just kind of curious. We work together. Do you think that this offer is like reflective of my skill set? And he's like, no, but you're homeless. And I was like, and I responded back and I was like, I understand things look challenging, but may I ask what that has to do with this offer or this opportunity? Why am I being asked to do basic level guard work and leadership level work and managerial work, planning, advances, and getting paid what someone who doesn't even know how to guard a door would get paid? We ended up, I'm not going to go through the whole conversation, but the end synopsis was, and it was pretty clear, and I've had probably 50 to 60 of these types of conversations since I became homeless. There are jobs where I'd be like, yeah, you can take advantage of me because I really need this, and that 25, 26, that's just enough for me to like make a move. I need to be able to make a move. I need to not be doing the motel thing anymore. So we need to be able to make a move. And we've had that number kind of in the back of my head that, like, given what cost of living is, the government ain't raising the minimum wage, so we have to fight for at least a wage that will allow us to live. The amount of times that people have spent trying to add on additional responsibilities and sell me on a role that is a lot of work, it sometimes appears like in some of these conversations. But and it always just seems to come back to, well, you're homeless. And so he gave me a really good bit of advice in our last session. He told me, he even said he learned a lot working with me. He's worked with people before that have been through this type of a situation in his career. He's older. He's retiring this year. And he gave me, I think, the best advice he's ever given me. Why in the hell would you settle when you've accomplished all these things? And why in the world would anyone ever want to try to convince you that your skills are diminished? And he went down the list with me, and we kind of done exercises like this before, but I was walking us through it, where he's like, are you sending emails every week? And I was like, yeah, almost every day. And he's like, cool. Do you communicate with other people every day? And I'm like, yeah. Text, Discord, some private messages, do live streams, that's communication. And we like went down the list of all these things, and like I think it helped me realize, like, even resume editing, video editing, I keep my like little side budget here now on Google Sheets. Like, what skills of mine are diminished? And I think that really put things into perspective. I think how some employers try to go about interviewing folks. And I'm going to bring this back to, I think, a common experience that many of us had. We've all taken like the long layoff. Like, I just didn't work 6 or 7 months. That was a good break. And we've all gotten that low ball offer that comes in 30, 35% less than what we used to make. And they always say, well, you're just getting back in the groove of things. But are you? And like, it's so weird the way that I'm looking at it now, and the way he looked at, like, just talking about, like, Kess, you deserve this. And so I'm kind of leaning more into like some full-time jobs now. I want the part-time thing so I can do this a little bit more, but I think I think I know me. I know what a healthy me can do. And I think I can negotiate a work schedule. It's like, no, I'm going to be done by 3 p.m. and you're just going to have to be okay with it, because I'm going to go work on my other shit. Because in 10 years, you ain't going to be paying me, and that is. And it's so hard. Like, I've never really turned down anything. But when you ask these types of questions for these people, like, they're so interested in just getting the most out of you for the least amount of money. And they're not even thinking remotely about, yeah, well, when this guy's done working his 13-hour day for his guard level pay, where's he going to go sleep? Where's he going to be able to go get a good bite to eat where he can stay sharp, stay focused during the next day's work? And we're gonna bring that confidence out. I think I'm gonna make some people very uncomfortable. I think I'm gonna change the way I'm interviewing. I think I've been interviewing like an employee. I think I'm gonna start interviewing like a boss a little bit more, like I used to. Because the reality is, when I got the Amazon job, they came and hunted me down, man. And the interview wasn't like, oh yeah, I'll do that, you got it, sir. It was like, no, this is how I'm gonna fucking handle this. And I just think I'm just gonna go back to that, and just like, zero part of me wants to enter a life where I feel like I'm someone else's little bitch. Zero part of me wants to go back to a life where I have a 2-hour commute. Like, and zero part of me wants someone to egregiously take advantage of me because of my situation. Good night, Moxie. Like, I gotta take a 50% pay cut. I'll take a 50% pay cut. That's fine. But how do you imagine I'm gonna feel 3 months into that job when I find out everyone else is making 80, 90, 100, maybe even making what I used to make, and I'm over here making 18. So maybe that'll help me. Maybe that is why I haven't really found that success, is I'm interviewing like a little plebe instead of interviewing like I've always interviewed. So I think he gave me a great gift. We had some nice conversations, I think, in the meantime, and yeah, maybe the solution is not just being over here trying to make everyone happy in a casual conversation. Maybe the solution is just making sure I'm fighting for what I want. Yeah, guys, I'm a little bit longer than I planned. Um, a lot has happened. I hope everyone appreciated getting caught up. Um, Not really sleeping all that great, but I am getting more rest during the day here and there. Thank you, Anne. I appreciate that. Um, Still dealing with some Roxy things, obviously, and dreading some pending conversations. So, yeah. Um, I'll try to do a live here soon, like a gaming live, where maybe I can just sit down and relax a little bit. I am trying to do some of that. Trying to think of what else is coming up. I need to redo all my business plans, every last one of them. I need to update all my letters that reference my dog. There's just so much that needs to kind of be done. So we will start slowly working on that, and I will. I don't know, guys. At the center of all this is just the fact that I'm just really not physically well right now. I've never been in this kind of spot. Like, you're talking to a person who's played pickup basketball 2 or 3 times a week historically, and baseball on the weekends, and 0.8 miles to McDonald's is, guys, that's nothing. Flat too. So, yeah. Yeah, definitely. And live streams will be coming, guys. They'll be around. I have one more video that I will drop in the near future, but YouTube is going to be active. I just not anything new. So I'm trying to think of anything else that I need to ensure that you guys are aware of. But the bottom line is yeah, I'm just yeah, just trying to figure out how to do all this without my dog. So we'll mourn Roxy later, but yeah, for the time being, I think just a lot of this to navigate. We'll get the Amazon list updated, and I'll find a locker over in the. I'll find a locker in Long Beach, kind of over in the area that I'm at, and I don't really need much. When I'm in Long Beach, I have access to a Trader Joe's too. So before we bounce or do whatever movements and things that we have to do, I can go get some snacks and things. So, but yeah, guys, hopefully I'll get a chance to maybe catch up. Maybe during the day tomorrow if I can. That's when I would like to try to make some time for this, but yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I appreciate everyone taking the time to pop in and say hi and just visit and chat with me. I'm really sorry about Roxy, guys. Like I said, I'll deal with my shit later, but I know a lot of you guys loved and cared for Roxy too. She was a fun little pup to see on your phones and iPads and tablets and computer screens whenever I jumped on the live. So I know this is a loss for everybody, and I am really sorry. I wish I understood. So, but yeah, I'm not even putting the blanket on the bed. I'm just, yeah, it's while I am gone, there will be some people that I know. Thank you guys so much. I'll message. I'm gonna try to keep it maybe just once a week and things like that. And try to get and try to get back to it as soon as possible. I mean, I think transitioning this routine would have been difficult regardless. And it's really hard when you're out here and Like every time I get up to just move, like move with the things or whatever, it's like I'm getting up and it's like, all right, let's get my dog now, and it's yeah. Um, but yeah, if I'm able to, it's been too long since I played Marvel Rivals. I mean, I played a little bit for myself yesterday and a little bit today, but I think getting on maybe tomorrow during the day and getting a stream in. I need to get a check-in in with NetEase with the company, so they got a new character too. So like, there's a lot of stuff going on. Maybe I can take my mind off of things for a little while. Um, More news to come, guys. A lot of stuff's happening. Just be patient with me and understand. I think far and above right now, I'm trying to watch out for. I'm trying to keep an eye on my body right now. I'm straight up shocked I woke up on Monday the 4th from the other attack. So, yeah, definitely will, guys. But yeah, I'll drop a line maybe to you guys tomorrow if I do need a hand. I know sometimes people reach out to me after these lives, but yeah. Oh yeah, definitely Harley's mama. But it was great catching up with everybody. We'll get myself lined up here and squared away and get on some kind of path here shortly, I think. And I don't know, man. Hopefully there's a happy ending here somewhere. So yeah, guys. I hope you guys all take it easy, and I'll catch up with you guys. Catch up with you guys when I catch up with you. Yeah, take care, guys. Have a good one. Night. Night, Ann. Night, Harley's mama. Night, Mish. Night, Imperial. Appreciate you guys. Night, Ann. I'll see you guys soon.